When they said to jump, he said,
Define temptation.
He said,
Define temptation. Define temptation. Define it for me. If it's not temptation, that means you know what temptation is. So if you know what it is, define it for me. Okay, so you don't know what it is. Perfect. Let me teach you. Temptation is when you provoke somebody to commit sin. Okay? You got that? Now, can you provoke... Quiet. Can you provoke something to commit an action that it can't do? Can you provoke something to perform an action that it cannot do? Can I tempt you to become a dog? No, because you don't have the ability to become a dog. Therefore, if you're tempting God, God doesn't have the ability to sin. And we agree that the definition of temptation is provoking something to sin. Doesn't have the ability, because sin is going against God. God can go against himself. Simple. Now, when you have the idea, really, so can your God go against himself? Can your God go against himself?
He doesn't need to.
Can he?
If he chooses,
so your God can go against himself. If your God can go against himself, can your God wipe himself from existence?
You won't be talking about.
Can your God wipe himself from existence?
Sorry, not to me. Either let him talk to himself, or if you've talked to him there.
Because there's too many voices in there.
Can your God wipe himself from existence?
Come this side. You might be thinking.
Hamza is a coward who tried to debate philosophy, and then when I came to him to confirm his points, he ran behind his notes and texting his helper. Subhanallah for Islam, come to Christianity. Alrighty. So.
Yeah, mate.
Yep.
Too many people talking.
Oh, sorry. We'll go over there.
Actually, David, stand here because there's some light.
Where to go? Where to go? Where to go? Get over here. So, my dear friends, name's David. What's your name?
Good to meet you, David.
What's your name?
Naz.
Naz. I define temptation for you as follows: provoking somebody to commit sin. Now, in my paradigm, in the Christian paradigm, God cannot commit sin. Sin is going against God. God cannot go against himself. That would be illogical. But in your tradition, whatever that is, you believe that God can go against himself. Can you please explain to me then, does God have the ability to make himself stop existing? Because that's an example of him going against himself.
I can't go that far. I'm not educated at that stage.
So why even talk about it?
Onto that.
Okay, now here's my response to you. You might not be educated, quote unquote, neither am I, right? However, the idea is simple. God cannot do something that's illogical, because the very presence of logic in the universe comes directly from God. So, if God
Almighty, powerful God
cannot do things that are illogical. Illogical, yes. For example, God cannot wipe himself from existence. God cannot sin. God cannot lie. Because these things are against God, who is the ultimate truth and the ultimate source of goodness.
So he's not going to lower himself to your level.
Sorry?
What he said. He's not going to lower himself to your level to commit sin.
That's not what I'm saying of him lowering himself. I am saying that essentially for God, he cannot commit sin. Because if he does, it's illogical. He is going against himself, because sin is going against God. So you cannot go against yourself, and God, being existence, cannot go against himself.
Don't make sense even on your books.
No worries, because the idea here is that you, like you said, are not educated, and because you're not educated, you're following an understanding that's wrong. Yes, and I answer the question for you. You're referencing when Jesus was tempted by Satan.
Tempted by Satan.
Now, as I told you before, temptation cannot not work.
Between Jesus being tempted by Satan and Muhammad. Muhammad was tempted
Okay.
by Satan.
Keep that.
There's a difference.
Keep that for later.
There's a difference between tempting something to perform an activity that it cannot do. Like I told you, let's just say, for example, this tripod. It has a nature. The nature of a tripod. It stands on 3 legs. It's made of plastic and it folds. Can I make that tripod start flying? No.
Can you ask
It-
God
Are you
who owns
answering the question?
everything? Come on, man.
Are you
I'm just
asking?
asking
Are
one
you listening?
question.
Are you listening? That
Don't
thing,
make sense.
that thing does
You're
not
just
have the
talking
ability.
around
Listen,
the bushes.
that
Doesn't
thing
make
does
sense.
not have the ability to do what I'm asking it to do. In the same way, Jesus does not have the ability to sin because he is God. It's that simple.
The question is, can devil tempt God or give God 7 kingdoms of his own kingdoms? Can he give him something? Can he give God something?
I've answered you, but now
It's just-
let me turn it on you for a second. In your tradition,
There's no
Allah,
particular way that my
in your
tradition-
tradition, Allah
Stop
is
confusing
the
the
inheritor.
viewers.
I think it's Al-Warith. I think, am I wrong? But he's the inheritor, right? Now, in your tradition,
one question.
Shaitan promises Adam a kingdom that will not decay.
My question is,
Can Shaitan promise Adam a kingdom that will not decay when Allah is supposed to own the kingdom that doesn't decay and also inherit it? But if he's meant to inherit it, does that
lost
mean
it or something,
that
yeah.
Shaitan has the kingdom currently
Did you lose
and then later Allah will inherit
you
it from
lose
Shaitan? What does that mean?
did you lose it?
How? Wait, hold on a second.
Answer one
If
question.
Allah is the inheritor, how then can Shaitan promise Adam a kingdom that will not
Praise
expire?
the autopilot.
That's what your Quran says, not me.
Come on, give me one answer. Can God be tempted?
I already answered you
By
5
the
times,
devil.
but now I want you to answer me.
doesn't make any
Can
sense.
Adam be tempted by Shaitan
just
with a
beat around the
kingdom that
bushes.
does not expire
That don't
or
make
does not
sense.
decay?
And you look
And then
for
why
reason.
then would Allah be called the inheritor if that kingdom was already his?
I'm just gonna.
So is Allah going to inherit the kingdom that won't decay from Shaitan?
I'm just gonna freeze because you're gonna freeze me. Just ask one
Okay,
question.
well,
That's all.
like I said, go on Revelation 22:13 and hear what I said again.
Stop with that.
There's an issue.
Please.
Premise 1, Allah is the inheritor. To be the inheritor, that means that there's something that, so to explain premise 1, Allah is the inheritor, premise 1. To explain that means that there is something that Allah doesn't possess that he will get at some point. Premise 2, Shaitan promises Adam a kingdom that will not decay if he would bow down to him. So therefore my conclusion is this: if Shaitan has the ability to promise Adam a kingdom that will not decay, does that then not mean that Shaitan is the one who owns the kingdom? And since Allah is the inheritor and not Shaitan, will Allah inherit the kingdom from Shaitan?
What are you talking about?
Again, hear me out. I'll say it one last time. By the way,
Just
wait.
go with the devil, okay? I can understand that part. Because it
So,
doesn't make sense.
according to your tradition,
Yeah.
1 second.
Forget about my tradition. There's too many of you there.
Yeah?
Crazy
Is it
ass, that
working?
doesn't make sense, and
Just check.
we can't listen to it.
Oh, sorry. Check that again. 1 second. No, I think I messed up your mic. Is get it again? 1 second. I'll be right back. Yep. Okay. Thank you. My apologies, people. All right. To summarize,
Yes.
in your Quran,
Yes.
it says that Shaitan was going to give Adam a kingdom that would not decay if he bowed down to him.
Show me the verse.
I'll bring it up for you at the end. But these
stop
are
wasting my
these are the
time. Bring
problems.
that.
You didn't bring anything for me, so I'm bringing anything for you. Now, secondly,
just asked you a question. I didn't say it was
within
in the
your
Bible
Quran,
or not in the
Allah is
Bible.
called the inheritor. You can only inherit something that you don't currently own. Now, my question to you is this: if Shaitan has the ability to promise Adam a kingdom that will not decay, and Allah is the inheritor, does that then mean that Allah will inherit the kingdom that won't decay from Shaitan?
I think something on my own
What the hell are you talking?
You're going to have to go home and stew on that
It's
one.
not in the Quran, so you're just adding things for viewers.
You're going to have to go home, Revelations 22:13, and then read that one.
Question for you, based on your principles and your questions. If you lie, cheat, steal, who do you serve? And you lie again, who do you serve? Come on.
It will depend.
Have a good day.
So, is the answer?
Stop lying to yourself.
Is the answer? All right, I'll answer this question. If you lie, cheat, and kill and steal, who do you serve? It's very simple. You can, for example, be a Christian who suffers with a problem of sin. You lie, you cheat, you steal. However, as a Christian, you are told that what you're supposed to do is cast those activities aside and follow God. Now, if you're somebody who is not a Christian, or who continues to sin and steal and cheat and lie, then, as the Bible says, your father is the devil. We would all agree that anybody who does that is someone you don't want to be around, you don't hang out with, and somebody who can be in the society, in your home, in your club with you. It's that simple. However, if you become a Christian, you have the ability to have God actually work on you to make the activities that you were doing go away. It's possible. How many people who go to jail for murder become Christians and maybe like come out of prison and then like stop doing that and become like charity givers or whatever? It can happen. You can be transformed, and your human condition can be elevated with the power of God. Without God, however, it's a lot more difficult. Not impossible, but a lot more difficult. Simple as that. That's it for him. Anyway, people, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. That guy over there is a coward who can engage with me on any point that he raised. And that one in the corner is dying. Praise God. Simple as that.